Good morning. Good morning. We will begin our service with the ringing of the temple bell. At this time, please silence your cell phones and listen quietly, as the sounding of the concho is an invitation to settle our hearts and minds as we prepare to receive the Dharma. Thank you. Welcome and thank you for joining us for today's Dharma Family Service. I am Brennan Gallardo together with my mom,
Darcy.
With, we will serve as your co-MCs for today's service. Assisting at the temple with technical support is the Zoom crew of Joey Guzman and Stephen Kaneko. Corinne Chung is our organist, and Auntie Betty Takioka will lead in the singing. Please rise and let us start the service with the Vandana and T. Sarana. Please chant the both Pali and English parts together with Reverend Blayne. Those of you on Zoom, please be sure to have muted your mics.
Namo tassa bhagavato 、 arahato 、
Arahato
samma 、 sambuddhassa.
。
Namo tassa bhagavato、 arahato 、 samma 、 sambuddhassa. 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 Namo tassa bhagavato、 arahato 、 samma Butsunamanda, 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 Butsunamanda.
Please remain standing for an aspiration which will be shared by Reverend Blayne.
Please join me in Gasho to reflect on the words of the Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh. Dwelling in the refuge of the Buddha, I clearly see the path of light and beauty in the world. Dwelling in the refuge of the Dharma, I learn to open many doors on the path of transformation. Dwelling in this refuge of the Sangha, shining light that supports me, keeping my practice free of obstruction. Entrusting in the dynamic working of all-inclusive wisdom and all-embracing compassion, we call name of Amida, the Buddha of infinite light and life, in profound gratitude, abiding joy, and a heart-centered awareness for the beauty of diversity. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Please be seated. It is now time for the offering of incense. We invite all Sangha members in attendance to please come up and offer incense if you wish, starting with the front rows and moving towards the back. Let us absorb a moment of silent meditation.
Namandab, 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 namandab.
Reverend Blayne will now lead us in chanting Gasho to Amida. Words can be found on the laminated handouts in the back of the fields and on the screen.
Composed by the Reverend Kenru Suji, Gasho to Amida is a hymn that praises the Buddha of infinite light and life and celebrates the activity of great compassion which sustains our lives. This hymn reminds us that we should humbly approach life with our palms pressed together in reverence, gratitude, and joy. We chant these words so that we may hear the Dharma and awaken to the virtues of the Buddha. May our voices together express our profound gratitude and appreciation for the Buddha's great benevolence. Namo Amida Butsu. I recite Amida's name with deep joy and gratitude. I gasho to Amida. Trees and grasses and flowers all grow in great compassion. This light shines throughout the world. I gasho to Amida. Flowers bloom and flowers fall. From the seed sprout new flowers. This is the truth unchanging. I gasho to Amida. Springtime brings the happy birds. Their songs all praise Amida. I join them in Nembutsu. I gasho to Amida. When I call Amida's name, it's Amida calling me. Buddha's voice, my voice are one. I gasho to Amida. When I'm lonely, I recite Namo Amida Butsu. Then I feel great compassion. I gasho to Amida. Nembutsu in work and play, every day with Amida, every moment filled with light. I gasho to Amida. Remember the golden chain, kindness to all living things. I will follow this teaching. I gasho to Amida. In the clear, bright morning sun, in the fading light of day, in the darkness Amida. Namo Amida Butsu. I live in great compassion. This great power guides my life. I gasho to Amida. Naman namin. Naman namin. Naman namin. Naman namin. Naman namin. Naman namin. The virtue of Amida's vow is shared equally by all, together attaining awakened mind. We are born in the land of peace. Namandabu, 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 namandab, 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 namandab.
Please rise for the Gatha at our altar, words can be found on pages 16 and 17 in the praises of the Buddha and on the screen. Again, pages 16 and 17.
Each morning I awake to see Amida's face, so good and kind. I think he says, "Good morning, child." He's glad to start the day with me. Each night before I go to bed, I sit before our altar bright with pretty flowers, candlelight, and incense curling round my head. I bow my head, I clasp my hands, and thank the Lord with all my might for teachings that will bring truth's light to many folks in many lands.
You may be seated. Reverend Blayne will now share a Dharma message.
Namandavutz, 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 namandavutz. Hi, good morning, everybody. Oh, I'm so impressed. People have moved seats. So, so all the teachers out there know that struggle, yeah? so, so do you know the phrase e pluribus unum, right? Do you know what it means? No? It's one of the original mottos for our country and can be found on coins and on the Great Seal of the United States of America. It means out of many, one, right? E pluribus unum, out of many, one. And the meaning of the phrase originated from the concept that out of the union of the original 13 colonies emerged a new single nation, right? Out of many, one also signifies the beautiful tapestry that is American society. It is a recognition that there is a diversity of race, religion, creed, sexual orientation, gender identity, political affiliation, abilities, and a multitude of other identities that lends to the rich sharing of cultures that deepens our understanding and strengthens our community by celebrating our differences and realizing all that we have in common. To be a Buddhist, we take refuge in the Buddha, the teacher, the Dharma, the teachings, and the Sangha, the community of followers. Since Shakyamuni Buddha's time, the Sangha has always been comprised of people from all walks of life who strive to live in harmony with each other, respecting their differences. The Buddha offers a teaching about a desert country where people live in absolute darkness. They are frightened and run about in fear without recognizing one another during the night. Then a great teacher bearing a torch appears and everything around becomes bright and clear. The living beings suddenly find great relief as they look about to recognize one another and happily share their companionship. By desert country is meant a world of human life that lies in the darkness of ignorance. Those who have no light of wisdom in their minds wander about in loneliness and fear. They were born alone and will die alone. They do not know how to associate with their fellow human beings in peaceful harmony, and they are naturally despondent and fearful. It is the light of the Buddha's wisdom and compassion that illuminates this world of darkness. And in this light, people find themselves, as well as others, and are glad to establish human fellowship and harmonious relations. The Buddha teaches that thousands of people may live in a community, but it is not one of real fellowship until they know each other and have sympathy for one another. A true community has faith and wisdom that illuminate it. It is a place where the people know and trust one another, where there is social harmony. In fact, harmony is the life and the real meaning of a true community or an organization. True harmony does not mean that we are all the same, though, right? It means that we can honor and we can celebrate our differences by seeing one another as human beings. Did you know the US Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote a beautiful children's book entitled Just Ask, Be Different, Be Brave, Be You. And she says in the preface to the book, I hope by seeing yourself and your friends in this story, you will understand we're all different. And you will find that notion comforting and empowering. I hope too that you will recognize what we have in common. Instead of fearing our differences or ignoring them, we can shed light on them and explore them together. If you ever wonder why someone is doing something different from the other kids, just ask. So, Just Ask by Sonia Sotomayor and illustrated by Rafael Lopez. Hi, I'm Sonia. My friends and I are planting a garden. Gardens are magical places. Thousands of plants bloom together, but every flower, every berry, and every leaf is different. Each has a different smell, different color, different shape, and different purpose. Some flowers need lots of sunlight. Others thrive in the shade. Some have to be trimmed regularly, while others are better off left alone. Some trees and flowers are more fragile, and others are more hardy. Kids are all different too. Some of us are in a hurry, and others take more time. Some of us seem shy and quiet, while others are chatty and loud. Some of our differences are easy to spot. Others take longer to notice. Each of us grows in our own way. So if you are curious about other kids, just ask. Not everyone is comfortable answering questions about themselves, but I don't mind. What am I doing? Several times a day, I prick my finger to measure the sugar of my blood, and I give myself shots of medicine called insulin. I do this because I have diabetes, and my body doesn't make insulin naturally like other people's. Even though this can sometimes hurt, I gather all of my courage to do it to be healthy. Do you ever need to take medicine to be healthy? I do. My name is Raphael, and I have asthma, which means I sometimes have trouble breathing. When that happens, I take a break and use an inhaler with medicine to make breathing easier. Quiet time helps me slow down and to catch my breath. My inhaler is like a tool to help my body. Do you use a tool to help your body? I'm Anthony, and I use a wheelchair to get around. Even though I can't run with my legs, I can go super fast. How do you get from place to place? My name is Madison, and my guide dog Lucky helps me get places safely because I am blind. My friend Arturo is blind too. He uses a cane to get around. Even though we can't see, we strengthen our other senses and notice lots of details others may miss. We can hear with our ears, smell with our noses, and feel with our hands. How do you use your senses? I'm VJ. I learn about the world differently because I can see, but I can't hear. I'm deaf. Most of the time, I communicate with people using my face and hands through sign language. It's cool to know another language. I also love reading and writing. What about you? I'm Bianca. I have dyslexia, so I have to work really hard and take my time when I am reading and writing words. Sometimes I use computer programs to help me. I love learning by doing things. My imagination is full of ideas, and I'm very good at making art from pictures I see in my mind. Are you really good at something? I'm great at dinosaurs. I know all about them. I'm Jordan, and I have autism. Organizing and counting all of my toy dinosaurs again and again makes me feel calm. My classmate Tiana also has autism, but it's different for her. She doesn't talk, but I like to talk. I especially like to talk about dinosaurs. What do you like to talk about? For me, listening comes more easily than talking, and I'm a really good listener. My name is An, and I speak with a stutter. So I sometimes repeat a word or get stuck when I try to say it. It may take me a little longer to express myself, and sometimes I'm too shy to talk, but I understand everything that's going on. Do you ever wonder if people understand you? I do. My name is Julia. Sometimes I wiggle or make sounds that I can't control because I have Tourette syndrome. People may look at me funny because they think I'm not paying attention or just acting out, but it's not true. I'm listening. I don't always like having to explain. It frustrates me, but it helps when I tell people that it's just what my body does. Do you ever feel frustrated? My name is Manuel, and I have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It is also called ADHD. I can get frustrated when I really feel the need to move around, even though I'm supposed to sit still. When my teachers and friends are patient with me, I forget sometimes or get distracted. I can get myself back on track. What's helpful to you? I'm Nolan. It's helpful to me when the food I eat has a clear label that says it is nut-free because I'm allergic to nuts. They can make me so sick that I would have to go to the hospital if I ate any, even by accident. So I always tell people about my allergy and ask if any food has nut ingredients. Speaking up keeps me healthy. How do you use your voice? I love to sing, and I love to talk. I love to make new friends and to be included. I am Grace. I was born with Down syndrome. Kids like me with Down syndrome have an extra building block called a chromosome in our bodies. But we are all different from each other too. I can do almost anything any other kids can do, though learning new things can take some time. One way I learn is to ask questions. What helps you to learn? It's me, Sonia, again. I ask questions too. When something seems different or new, I just ask my parents or my teachers, and they help me to understand, especially if my friends don't feel ready to explain. This is what I've learned. Imagine if all of the plants in this garden were exactly the same. Like, what if we could only grow peas? That would mean no strawberries or cucumbers or carrots. It might also mean no trees or roses or sunflowers. Just like our garden, all the ways we are different makes our neighborhood, our whole world, really more interesting and fun. And just like all these plants, each of us has unique powers to share with the world and make it more interesting and richer. What will you do with your powers? In the sutras, our sacred scriptures, Amida's pure land of enlightenment is said to be adorned with beautiful jeweled lotus flowers, which send out rays of light in countless colors. Those of blue color emit blue radiance, those of white color emit white radiance. Likewise, the black, yellow, red, and purple ones each emit their own color of light. The brightness of those lights is so magnificent that it outshines the sun and moon. They are exquisite, wonderful, fragrant, and pure. The land of perfect bliss is filled with such splendor and adornments. Doesn't this describe our own world of delusion? If we can only see the rich and complex beauty of diversity, of each other, of how each of us shines our own unique light, illuminating the world around us, that by living together in harmony, we can get a glimpse of the Pure Land, of the rainbow-colored Pure Land. That is our true home. Maybe this is the lesson we so desperately need in our world today. So please join me in Gassho to recite the Nembutsu together. In trusting in the dynamic working of all-inclusive wisdom and all-embracing compassion, we call the name of Amida, the Buddha of infinite light and life, in profound gratitude, abiding joy, and a heart-centered awareness for the beautiful diversity of the Pure Land. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for your message, Reverend Blayne. Please join me in the unison reading of the Shinshu Pledge. Words can be found on the laminated handouts in the back of the fields and on the screen. I take my refuge in the vow of the Buddha, reciting the name I will live through life. I revive the of the Buddha. I put my effort in work with self-reflection and gratitude. I follow the teaching of the Buddhas, learning the right path. I spread the true Dharma. I rejoice the compassion of the Buddha. I respect and help others. I do my best for welfare of humankind. I didn't have that hard. Thank you, everyone. We will now have the offertory presentation. Mahalo for your generosity, which helps to sustain our temple. Please rise as we will conclude the service with the singing of the Gatha Nambutsu.
Namandab, 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 namandab.
You may be seated. This concludes today's service. Here are some announcements. Upcoming schedules of services and events. Next Sunday, June 30th, there will be no service. Instead, the South Kona Summer Jam benefit concert for the Konohongonji will be held right here in the social hall. Performing will be the Nahoku Hano award-winning group, the Makaha Sons, and the Kona's very own Kennedy. Doors will open at 4:30 p.m. with the concert starting at 5 p.m. Pre-sale tickets are $45. Tickets at the door will be $55. Brian Fujikawa will have a special pop-up booth so you can even buy dinner. If you have not yet purchased your tickets from the church office, hurry because seating is limited. Please spread the word and help support this awesome temple fundraiser. Sunday, July 7th, we will observe our annual Obon Cemetery service at 10 a.m. The service will be held outdoors at the cemetery. Please join us as we listen to the Dharma while enjoying the fresh air and sunshine. Sunday, July 14th, Minister Lay Assistant Linda Nagai will officiate and share the Dharma message at 10 a.m. Dharma Family Service. Save the date, Saturday, July 27th will be Konohongwanji's Bon Dance. There will be a service at 4 p.m. for Hatubom families. Like last year, Ono food booths and craft booths will open at 5 p.m. Bon Dance will be beginning at 6 p.m. and end at 10 p.m. Mark your calendars and join us for this festive event. There will be no Sunday service on July 28th. Any other announcements?
Oh, just a big mahalo to everybody who came out last weekend to the Obon Fest at Makaeo. It was a wonderful time to kick off the Obon season here in West Hawaii. Also join us for the upcoming Bon Dances. Also KA will have a Bon Dance on July 20th. And then also Daifukuji is the weekend before, I think July 13th, I believe, will be Saturday. And so I've sent that around in my email as well. So also join us for the Bon Dance practices happening, upcoming over the next several weeks, so before the Bon Dance. So yeah, it's going to be a really fun summer. Also, please, if you haven't bought your tickets yet, come see me after the service. You can buy your tickets for the Makaha Sons and Kenny T event. And please share the word around. It's really a wonderful opportunity for South Kona because we really don't have concerts down here. So it's a great opportunity to kind of bring people here and to enjoy that a night of live music. So thank you.
Those of you on Zoom, you can leave at any time. Those of you here in person, refreshments will be served in the conference room. Mahalo, Uncle John and Auntie Shelley Sue, Linda Nagai, and anyone who else brought goodies to share. Your attendance today is the most sincerely appreciated. Please stay healthy and safe, and we hope to see you at this Sunday's benefit concert and at future services. Thank you all for coming. Have a great Sunday.
And great job, Brennan and
Thank you.
Darcy. Oh, also I forgot one more thing. So Sunday on the June 30th, we won't have service in the morning, but we do need some help with setup. If anybody is available from 8 to 10, we'll be setting up the hall for the concert that evening. So if you're available, please let us know or just come by and help us. So thank you.